You want to take a picture? Come on, you ready?
So we're queuing the in three. Come on, you ready?
5 minutes ago.
Yes, I think I heard a couple of the voice hopefuls there, so it's time for the national anthem of Jamaica. Beautiful. Match officials, over to you.
It's still not up yet? It's still not up yet? Stream up. So, it's just cording myself? It's just cording myself? Cording?
Right, you don't come on the side, eh?
Oh, look here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Lionel, I need that. Is displaying it now? It's on screen there, displaying it. It's on? All right, so welcome to
the special representative team. Yes, so for the Hurricanes, we have Matthew Craig, Malik Morris, Dominic Myers, Melvin Harris, O'Neill Britton, Siobhan Smith, Shaquille Drummond, Kieran Carlisle, Brandon Gordon, Amiki Miller, Tyreek Hutchinson, Dwayne James, Antoine McCain, Carl Thompson, Jaleel Green, Tyrone Davidson, Fitzroy McLeod, Dean Griffiths, and Gavin Bent. Head coach Antonio Baker.
All right, thanks so much. And we didn't actually give our names. Yours truly, Dwight Fraser. You want to tell me?
Yes, and this is Roy Calvert.
Roy Calvert. And so myself and Roy will be doing this game. So the visitors, their team, of course, Wigan-Leigh College out of Manchester, England. Ethan Shermlin, Toa Bayliss, Diego Walker, Dylan Hughes, Jocelyn Lee, Lucas Tyra, Callan Hilton, Kieran Cook, Ben Gaskell, Kian Stanton, Callum Derbyshire, Dan Foster, Reese Clayton, along with Daniel Alker, Harry Cawley, and Freddie Finley. What type of game are you expecting today, Coach?
Well, I'm expecting a very controlled technical game from our friends from Wigan. We're going to see if the Hurricane guys can match it for speed. So kick off there. General basic kick in rugby league is a kick to the corners when starting, forcing one team to come out of the corner. The Hurricanes seem to be looking to do one-ups off the rock, which at the beginning of a game can be very dangerous, especially if it's off slow play the balls. That's a good shot there.
So a good shot there at the time, and of course the visitors just ensuring that they're keeping the Hurricanes team honest.
Yes, and again, the guys are playing a lot of one-ups. They're not running with support, and as such, they're allowing 2 and 3 players to get involved in the tackle. So the referee has that's a killer right there. That's a penalty on the 5th tackle. He called the markers not being squared. That's a cardinal touch. At this level of the game, it's very important that when you get a penalty and kick into touch, you can actually find touch. Because what we have done now is to give the ball back to Wigan-Leigh. So let's see what they look with their first possession of the game.
First possession for Wigan-Leigh. They advance, getting some room, unable to turn, and they're playing that same kind of one-up, but changing position ever so often. And that's a good move.
Yeah, so what they tend to do, and this is what we're hoping our boys will catch on to. So we have the first receiver catches the ball and then he shifts the point of attack. So they do not allow the defense to zero in on any one player. Quick jump out by the hooker here, good play and pass. And Wigan-Leigh is in the corner for the first score of the game. And that's number 4. I think that's Dylan Hughes, if my records are correct. But that was a good set. Hurricanes failed to find touch on the kick. That's number 5. My apologies. So the score is now 4-0 as indicated by our scoreboard. So it's 4-0. So the Hurricanes there, Cardinal Sin is not finding touch with your penalty, which allowed Wigan-Leigh to regain possession. They moved to the left channels in 2 plays, pulling the Hurricanes to the left, which is Hurricanes right, and they were able to put on some plays coming back to this side of the field, which found the overlap.
And as you spoke about the overlap, I'm seeing also too where the visiting team out of Manchester, England, are just passing the ball and ensuring that they advance and the offense, as soon as they get close, each player get a touch of the ball. Unlike the Jamaicans, would perhaps have to take a page out of their book.
Yeah, you see, there is a time and place to do certain things, but at that's a good conversion. He missed it. No, he missed it. He missed it. So the conversion is worth 2 points. So Hurricanes going for the kickoff now. Let's see. Ideally, what you want here is for them to go deep into the Wigan-Leigh half, hoping to probably land the ball on their 10-meter line or so. That is how you actually judge a good kickoff. Yeah. So like that now. So again, he went for the cheeky shot. So we have now given them the position so close to half line. Let's see what the line speed looks like.
So a player that time of Wigan-Leigh trying to, of course, break the defense of the Jamaicans, but trying to break the defense but of the Hurricanes team, but couldn't advance. Just near the half line now. And away comes, seems as if it was Dago Walker. And here comes the visitors. Great passing on the right-hand side and advancing the ball and stopping their tracks. Opting to go for the kick, but it didn't work.
Yeah, so that's a 7-tackle set for the Hurricanes. Once the ball is kicked and it goes dead in goal, play is restarted by a 20-meter tap, or what they call optional, and the non-offending team has 7 tackles instead of 6. So I've just been informed that number 3 from Wigan-Leigh, Diego Walker, that is Jamaican, right? So yes. It says Carl Thompson, good tackle there, but no, the play the ball is very slow. So it is very important for the boys to get experiences like these, to play against, big man decide to go up the middle. Not a bad run, but after the tackle, they need to fight to get off the ground to play the ball quickly. Because what they're doing with the slow play the ball, they're allowing Wigan-Leigh to get back and set the defense.
And of course, it's a contest of the strength of the visitors and the speed of the Hurricane team. They kick it long. Let's see what happens with this one. Oh, the Hurricanes losing possession. Coming the other direction.
Yes, good confident catch there by the fullback who decided to take it up. And again, Wigan-Leigh starting their first set on their own 40-meter line.
It was Ethan Shermlane, the fullback, who made the catch that time and stopping the Hurricanes team. They have possession once again. They come the other way through Hilton. And Hilton brought down by the Hurricanes team.
Yeah, but they're attacking 3 now. The Wigan-Leigh seem to be pulling the Hurricanes team to the left. Well, the Hurricanes right and looking to play back to the right channel. So let's see. This is the first time we're going to see the attacking shape going to the left, out the back, tip. So good sliding defense there. But now we're seeing them 5th and last. I'm sure they'll go for the high kick to the corner, or they go for the corner, or you go towards the post. Okay, it's deep again. So again, that's 7 tackles. That's a poor kick. Poor end to a set. I'm sure the coaches from Wigan-Leigh will have some words with them at halftime, because this is the second time that they're doing this.
But what I like about the visitors, though, is that when they are stopped in any tackle, as soon as they go down, they're back up quickly.
Yeah, so they do not allow the defense to set. Look, see, they're fighting and getting up. Right post, you're calling right post. So he's telling the player where he wants him to attack. Right post, because then he has a play off the back of that. Ethan. And the winger is in the corner. That seemed to be Toa Bayliss. I hope I'm getting the name and number right. But again, we could hear in number 6, Lucas Tara calling right post, which allowed his prop, Stanton, to take it into the right post, which gave him enough time to set up his attacking shift. They played a double block, going to the right with Bayliss into the corner. Good attacking in rugby league. So scores now read: Wigan-Leigh 8, Hurricanes 0. Conversion to come. Let's see if Lucas Tara, he was a very good player in the 9s. We realize he has a good head on him. Play eyes up footy all the while, always looking for opportunities. Kicks well and is a good organizer. So let's see if he can start this one over.
And let me just also to point out, in the event you're just joining us and you're watching live action from the UWI Bowl, the Hurricane under-19 representative team made up of the best under-19 players from Jamaica up against Wigan-Leigh College out of Manchester, England. Dwight Fraser and Roy Calvert. So at this moment then, Roy, as the visitors set up for the kick, and it was successful, yes.
You love to see that, being able to kick the ball.
And look at that in slow motion.
Wow, I tell you, but so far, Wigan-Leigh, that looked like it was about 40 meters with the angle. Wigan-Leigh has total control over this. They are winning the ruck, which means in attack, they are successfully slowing down the ruck. And so winning the ruck is if I'm the attacking player, I need to cause as much disruption when I'm going to ground, which means I need to get up as quickly as possible to play the ball before the defense is set. If I'm the defending player, I'm trying to prevent you from playing the ball quickly. So I need to be able to win that collision and control you going to ground, giving my defense time enough to get back and set. So again, let's look at this. So I think that's Boa Walker going in. Yeah. So we have successfully slowed the ruck down. Right. We are now set. Yes. But then we're supposed to come forward. Referee has penalized Hurricanes for markers not being squared. So
if the markers are not squared,
it's a penalty. So after each tackle, the defensive line has to get back 10 meters from where the tackle took place. That's called the ruck. Okay. The defending team is allowed 2 players at the ruck, but they have to be directly in line of where the ball is being played behind the other. If they are not in line, the referee is going to penalize them, called not square, which is what he gave the penalty for. So, and of course, on a penalty, teams can kick for touch to gain a field position.
So here comes the visitors once again, out the back. A good tip, and they're going back in the same direction where they scored first, and hopefully now realigned to go the opposite direction, which is left of the Jamaican, of the Hurricanes, yes. And that player brought down.
So referee has correctly adjudicated strip there, or ripping. If there's more than 2 tacklers involved in a tackle, you're not allowed to strip the ball. For a one-on-one, I can strip it from you, but if there's more than 1 defender, you're not allowed to rip the ball. Yeah. So that was a slow ruck, but then you need a line speed in the defense. Like, no, again, and that's a cultural thing. We got the ball a while ago. The guy had 5 meters in front of him to just go, but he decided to step. Again, it's knowing the game. You don't need to do that. Tackle one, slow play the ball.
Just now that Hurricanes player had possession, and he also had other players in pass receiving positions. Yes. Oh, this is a great run so far from the Jamaican number 10.
All right.
Make that Miller.
That's 21 actually.
Well, before 21 goes Miller.
Yeah. That's Fitzroy McLeod from Calabar High School. But again, a lot of the Hurricane boys are just standing around. So one of the things is that you give a pass to a player who is in a better position than you are. If I am running, a player who's standing cannot be in a better position than I am. So what we find is that it's called off the ball movement. The Hurricane boys are not moving off the ball. If the ball, and it's a problem we have in football in Jamaica as well. You hear coaches say nobody wants to move off the ball. We do not want to move unless we are sure we're getting the ball. But in rugby league, if you don't do that, then you're not going to help your team out.
Here is where they have stopped now the rook. Dylan Hughes. The play continues. The visitors.
He alone went in.
Advancing, yeah. Callan Hilton, that is.
That's your halfback.
Their halfback. Oh, what a great move this is. And that player, it was Dago Walker, got some room. Oh, an advancing kick. What can the visitors get from this? It was a great intention though with the kick.
Yes. But good call it. But again, you see, we're gonna know ready to try and so there are some players down. We never like to see players going down. So thank you guys for joining us online. For those who are on the live stream, this is the first ever junior representative game in Jamaica. And if the cameraman can hear me, can the cameraman hear me? No. You'll see our medical doctor and our ambulance crew, standing close by, just in case, this is a serious injury. So, yeah. Yeah, so, rugby league is a collision sport, and at times injuries do happen, but as you can probably see on our screen now, we have, ambulance service. We have a nice, beautiful white tent there. That is our medical room in case of any serious injuries, but so far, thank God, he's able to walk off under his own strength. That's always to see in sport. And that is the can I say mercurial halfback or 5'8", sorry, Lucas Tara, who seems to have picked up a knot there. Hopefully the youngster will be okay. So play is now going to resume from a play the ball for Jamaica, for Hurricanes, and tackle 1. So again, very slow rock by Hurricanes, and having slow rock and playing one up, it's not.
And you recognize how the Jamaicans really play physical. They're not afraid to go in a tackle 50-50, as we are seeing here now. Oh, so that Hurricane player losing some ground, pushed back in his own half.
Again, because he was trying to be physical. But again, look, one player now decide to shift. So there's a play on, let's see, and they dropped it. So again, the number 10 from Jamaica, that prop, Amiki Miller, good run in, but he was the only one going forward, and he was stopped by 3 Wigan-Leigh players. So if you are going to go forward by yourself, then of course the defense is going to converge on you. If you go with players and options, then defense has to think about those players and options again. And I think that's a big difference between two teams, between the two teams now. If you think about it, the more players you're able to get in a tackle, is the slower your ruck is going to be, because that's more force dominating you on the ground.
But of course, that's the voice of Roy Calvert, the man, of course, explaining the game to many persons watching and who are not familiar with the rules, along with yours truly, Dwight Fraser. Here is Wigan-Leigh once again advancing and quickly stopped by the Hurricanes team.
Yeah, so it's a slow play the ball, but the defensive line needs to now come forward. We're not coming forward. All right. Yeah. So that's good footwork there by, I think, Daniel Acker. Seems to have picked up a knot there. Yeah, so again, a couple of things from a playing perspective that I think we have to find a way to slow down the rock a bit more, but also whenever we do that and the ball is played, defensive line needs to come forward to take back those meters from them. So what we're doing is that we're sitting back too much, it's called sitting in a chair, and allowing defense. So if I am sitting or I'm standing still and a person is running at me, physics is going to tell you that they're going to win that collision every single time. Out the back, good play.
Good job.
So now what I think is going to happen is that Wigan-Leigh will probably look to go short side, which they do. Yep. Yeah. So I think that was Kian Stanton, if I'm getting the name correct. The short side play was on for the entire day. So what they have done, again, I like to tell people that rugby league is like chess. You are showing a particular move here while actually planning something else over here. So since the game have started, Wigan-Leigh, all the attacking rays have been to right and then go back left. They started to come right and continue going right. Right?
And what I'm seeing also to Roy is that any side that the Wigan-Leigh team penetrate, just like what you're saying, is that they see how best they can get passing options to get the play completed and get the conversion.
Yeah, he's always running with support. He's always, helping out your teammate. Because if your teammate is going to the line and you're not supporting him, that's more defenders going to converge on him. If I go with him, I will at least take a defender off him.
Right. And open up a passing option or two.
Successful conversion there, I think, by Diego Walker. I'm trying to see the number. Oh, no, that's not Diego Walker. That's Josh Lee. So the scores now read Wigan-Leigh 16, Hurricanes 0. Still a long time to go in this game. What's going to happen now is I think these boys just need to try to get the basics right. So for example, this kick, I would love to see this kick go deep. And we just go up hard off it and try to defend them in their 20. So it's a low kick, but it went deep. All right. All right, so again, another player down. That's Kian Stanton. He has been very productive, in the Nines last week, the Nine-a-side tournament. Based on his size and his speed and his athleticism, I really couldn't believe that he's actually a front rower. He's very athletic. Sad to see him down. Hopefully, we'll take care of the young lad and he'll be able to continue.
And of course, the coaching staff of the visitors, Wigan-Leigh College, just running down to the sideline to ensure that player, Stanton, is okay. He's good enough to continue. The scores 16 to the visitors and 0 to the Hurricanes.
So this is the Hurricanes' first possession, but via way of a scrum. So again, one player going into the tackle with nobody running options for him. You will hear the boys celebrate when there's a big hit on. That's just to get the team pumped up. Now Hurricanes have a long backline to the right, but everyone is flat. There are no options running. Again. So again, but again, this is good for these lads, because guess what? A lot of these boys would do that in their high school games, and it works. But now we're showing that if you play boys your age around the world who play the game properly, it will not work. So, having games like these more, because as a coach, sometimes when you tell them that's not the right way, but they do it and it works. So them stepping up to different level like this is good for them, and I'm hoping that other representative teams from England will visit us and continue to help us to grow the game in Jamaica. Jamaica and England has had a very good relationship regarding sports over the year. Jamaica was in the World Cup, the last World Cup, and there are a number of our players who played in Super League, which is the highest level in England. There are a number of our players who play in Championship or League One. So it's good. Good kick by, I guess, winger turn 5'8". That was Daniel Alka. But again, the Hurricanes trying to throw the ball around in their own half. So again, let's see, are they going to do one-ups or going to do with options? See it? One player going forward, everybody else is standing up, and it's coming all the way across. But does he have the speed? Oh, this is very strange. Oh! Ooh. So again, that's what's strange in rugby league. You really find a player running from one side of the field to the other,
Running across his entire line, and of course beating several of the members of the visiting team, really getting over the half line. It was a good move, but some people would call it selfish.
Yeah, so again going for touch, and we have found it this time. So let's see what the Hurricanes do here. Something I would love to see them start doing more is running with options. You know, we have always said that there's a saying out there that Jamaica is not good at team sports. They've always said that that's why we're so good at track and field, because just me and me alone racing against the rest of the world. But we want to see more players going to, again, look, guys are standing around, you know. I know this is going to be a good coaching tool when we get the video for this, for coaches to actually show the players.
Because even now, as we look at the Jamaican, they're advancing. It's number 10, Miller. So the prop for the Jamaican team, Miller, as we look at a member of the Wigan-Leigh Athletic College. There are a player down. Not too sure which player it is, but the doctors are quick to the mark. And a member of the coaching staff there as well.
I'm not sure what happened there. Probably he hit his head against the ground. I'm not sure. You know, but we have professionals here who are willing and able and very qualified to deal with situations like this. So it's a hot day in Kingston, Jamaica. It's a very hot day. You know, but rugby league always wins. We're at the beautiful University of the West Indies Mona Bowl for this special representative game between the Hurricanes under 19 and Wigan-Leigh College. Well, we always love to see a player walking off on their own strength. Give him a big round of applause, please. So, play has resumed, and the Hurricanes have coughed up possession once again. So, we want to publicly thank, you know, our visitors from the other hemisphere. Oh, good run here. I'll get back to that. Slow rock, but then from a slow rock, the line needs to go forward, and we're not doing that. Good run by Dylan Hughes. Slow rock there. All right. Good run there by Reese Clayton, the lock forward. Callum Derbyshire at dummy half plays to Daniel Alka, who I think is now playing 5'8". Fullback Ethan Sherl Merdine is taking a tackle, and now they have set up on the right channel. Let's see if they're going to play across. So they constantly play to the right post, and now they're putting shapes on to shift. Decide to kick and chase. It's good chase. Good catch.
But the kick and chase didn't work because they were hoping to hold on to possession. But in the meantime, let me just say, though, that the player that went down earlier on, Ben Gaskell, had been taken off, got a neck brace. Yes.
But it's good to see that Ben is on the bench now, making the most noise on the bench. He's up and down, clapping his teammate. He has been a very good dummy half. You know, he was good in the nines. It's always good to see the players around. I think he's probably asking his coach to put him back on because he's up and down now, clapping. So his fans, his family can, you know, breathe a sigh of relief that he's good.
Yes, thanks so much again. So a kick taken, one bounce. Oh, Hurricane with it. It was number 11, Hutchinson. Brought down. And unlike the visitors who move quickly in the rook, the Jamaicans taking some time. They advanced near that half line. The player brought down. It is 16-0 in favor of the visitors in red. That's Wigan-Leigh College. Jamaica with it once again through their number 8, Carlisle. Carlisle, yes. And here at this juncture now, what is it that the Hurricanes team will have to do as they seek to get their first point on the board?
Yeah, for me, it's a combination of things. One, on the defensive end, they need to get off the line. You know, I think we're slowing down the ruck adequately, but then from a slow play the ball, the defensive line needs to get off the line. We need to go forward. We're not doing that. And from an attacking perspective, we're playing a lot of one-ups. You know, there's no option of the player going with the ball into the tackle.
And one would perhaps ask, why is it that the Hurricanes team kicked the ball out of play or out of bounds just now?
Yeah, so whenever you get a penalty, there are a number of options. One is you can either kick the ball for position, and you'll get back the position where the ball crosses the line. You get the ball 10 meters infield from where the ball crosses the line. So sometimes they do it for territorial advantage.
The Hurricanes, as we look at the visitors, are forming their line and really looking solid.
Yeah, but again, if you realize the numbers of defenders that are in where the ball is being played, now what needs to happen is that the Hurricanes need to shift the ball wide. But again, so what happens there is that the player run behind his teammate to the ball. The dummy half that went for the ball, what you need to do is what we call pass off the floor. So he needs to go and pass the ball one time, but he pick it up and then run behind this player with it. Again, these are skills that I know a lot of these boys are probably down right now, but this is educational stuff for them and for us as well. You know, for us using this video of this game, we can actually show them that, hey, this is how we can improve. And these boys are very fast learners. So, wow, that's a very good kick. So again, they got the penalty and a kick for touch, and they have gotten a free 50 meters here. So now they're going to start their set in the Jamaican half.
And as they start their set in the Jamaicans half, or the Hurricanes, if you will, they're in green shirt with gold and green stockings. The visitors in red with a trimming of white on the sleeve. That player getting the touch to it. Finding, seemed as if it was the number 17 player, but Wigan College. Oh, great run that time from Rise Clayton. Quickly with the rook. Looking for passing options, doesn't get it. And goes down in the tackle, but quickly the player want to get up and continue the contest. James was waiting for the pass, gets it. Oh, he is taken off. And a handoff. Sees the Hurricanes coming the other way. And a quick handoff that time landed in the hands of an Hurricane player. And he was brought down. So the Hurricanes with possession. Are they keeping their line? That's the question. Unlike the visitors, they're slow to play the ball, yeah? One up runs into a duo of defenders, yeah? Can the Jamaicans use the line to go across? They fight with the big man. That's McCain. In fact, it was Thompson. McCain, he breaks the line. Oh!
Get up and play. Get up.
It was a promising run that time to break the line of the visitors, but he didn't get far. Hurricanes with it. Right side. So, a bunch of defenders in that direction.
So, here you want to spread the ball, but everybody's in a flat line. There's no shape.
Yes.
See, that happens in a flat line.
Why is he biting? Yes! Fucking get in! Come on!
Yeah. And that's his voice you heard there in the backdrop. We're really loving and enjoying the visitors leading 16-0, but the Hurricanes, of course, the home team here in Jamaica at UWI Bowl. If you're just watching, we're saying, or if you're just joining us, we say good morning, good evening, or good night. Wherever you are around the world watching this matchup, it's Hurricane on the 19 representative in the green against Wigan-Leigh College out of Manchester, England in red. The visitors lead at the moment. So quick isolation that time, but the Wigan player brought down. They're keeping their shape. The Hurricanes team, though, seeing as best as they can keep their line.
Yes, and move forward with that line.
Yes. But that player of Wigan Athletic losing some ground, he came forward and was pushed back in his half.
Move forward as soon as it's played. That's not bad, but we do together.
Oh, one catch. Hurricane. The catch was by number 9, Gordon. He turns. Still with possession, still on his feet, that is, and he was eventually brought down. He's quick to get up.
Yeah, I mean, the Hurricanes here, they're having a bit of a fun now. You know, a bit of fun, you know, but then we want to see some proper rugby league played on the back of this. I hear some of the boys balling shape, but the halfback needs to step up and take charge. Here is the halfback, Drummond. He goes across. You know, so far, I mean, in order to break a flat line, you need players running options to pull defenders out. That's a back row. There's no way he's going to pass that ball. But for me, I'll probably go short side here. Not too late.
Yes, two players with it.
That's a knock on there again by the Hurricanes.
So the medical staff quickly on. And that player holding his arm. But of course it was good passing options just now by the Hurricanes. And of course you love the effort of both teams so far. Exciting action end to end.
Yeah, I mean, even though the Hurricanes are still not running in numbers, one of the biggest difference is that they're collecting the ball flat on the gain line, which means that the players are running onto the ball. And what that is doing is that it's ensuring that the point of collision is in front of where the ball is played. What was happening earlier in the game is that they were catching the ball flat and then running. And by the time they reach where the ball is passed, the defensive line is there already. But now they are catching the ball past the rock, which allowed them to begin in some meters forward.
Good explanation that time by Roy Calvert, the man doing, of course, the honors of both color and analysis. And this matchup, as we said before, is the Hurricane on the 19 representative team, made up of several Jamaican on the 19 players versus Wigan-Leigh College out of England. I think we're almost close now to the end of the first half. Wigan-Leigh College with it. They pass left side. And a substitution made by the Jamaicans. A long kick. Will they get something from it? The visitors.
Oh boy.
What transpired there? Because the ball was hanging. The ball took at least 3 bounds and none of the Hurricanes team gained possession.
Yeah. So in rugby league, each team is allowed, for each possession, you're allowed 6 tackles. On the final possession, similar to the NFL, you have 4 downs to gain 10 meters. So on the final possession, you can choose to attack or you can kick for meters. Because if you choose to what we call run the play and you're tackled, you'll give the opposition the ball where you're tackled. So Wigan-Leigh was caught in their half for that last tackle, so they decided to kick, which is the correct play. The Hurricanes player, however, were fooling around. What they should have done is gotten the ball quickly and run back. Instead, Wigan-Leigh regained possession without the Hurricanes touching it. So that is actually tackle 6. So the Hurricanes will not get the ball, but look how deep in their half they are. If they had gotten the ball quickly, they'd have probably got the first tackle all the way upfield.
At least near that half line. So the Hurricanes team injecting fresh leg. But again, the players. By the Hurricanes. Yes, good run that time by the Jamaican. So now they're moving the ball across the line, the Hurricane team. And some individual run now. So what happens at the junction now?
Great run by the youngster. You know, he got the ball. He got the ball close to the half line and went on a weaving run. That's Matthew Craig from Innswood High and from the Thundercats. Great run by him. But he's tackled. All he needs to do is just take a tackle. We have already broken their line. They have to get back to where I am tackled, plus go back 10 meters. My team is just coming forward. Once you're tackled, which means the ball carrying arm has touched the ground, you're not allowed to pass the ball. That's what he did. So he was tackled and he passed it after. Silly play. After that amazing run, there's no way he should have done that. So somebody's child got away on the field. Welcome to Jamaica. So first, I mean, it's a decent enough turnout for a junior game when the game started. You know, the stands were empty, but you know, it's a decent enough turnout to watch a junior rugby league game. You know, we hear the Wigan-Leigh coach shouting in twos, in pairs, you know.
Yes. Supporting twos. The Wigan coach shouting from the sideline. And off to the races that time was number 4, Dylan Hughes, but he was quickly stopped in his track. Here comes Wigan with it once again. Good passing options to the right side. And that time it was number 12, Foster, Dan Foster it was. The Wigan team. Oh, solid tackle that's now. The visitors with it once more. Advancing is their number 10, Stanton. So in some one-on-one challenges, the visitors finding it difficult though to penetrate, even though they seem to be getting closer to the line. The Jamaicans are really relying, the Hurricanes team are really just relying on speed, while of course, the visitors are relying on a team game.
Yeah, yeah. So we want to thank I see quite a number of national players, actually senior players, who have come out to support these boys. We are aware that there are a number of sporting events on. Gibson relays are on. So we always know that. Yeah, we'll be in competition with those events for crowd. But the fact that we see, and I see quite a number of youngsters, in the stands as well. Rugby league is a growing sport in Jamaica, and the more we have events like these, is the more we'll have juniors wanting to take part in the sport by seeing rugby league as a valid option. I've always boasted and said that I think rugby league is the second most popular field sport in Jamaica, and I have challenged persons to prove to me otherwise, and up to now I've not gotten anybody to prove me wrong. Because if you go to a local cricket game, I am not sure how many persons you see in the stands. Outside of football, I am asking persons to name. I mean, we have played games, and the evidence is there. When Jamaica played USA here, senior men in November last year, we had probably over 400 persons here. So I'm challenging person, and this is our first junior game, and a lot of our club games have more people than this attending the club games. So I've asked persons outside of football, name one other field sport that has more supporting crowd watching their games.
Yeah, I was about to go cricket, but then, you underscore the point. Usually a good friend of mine says it's 2 men and a dog. But yes, I mean, that's my homework. I look to see what other field sport there is. So the Hurricanes playing the kind of possession and passing game that, of course, that we were calling for earlier on. Just at the closing stage of the first half, we saw an explosive effort from the Jamaicans as we get ready for the second half. Your assessment of the first 40 minutes?
I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned. I think Wigan-Leigh has the advantage through their technical superiority in terms of the way to play rugby league. They started moving the ball from left to right and then going back left. Towards the midpoint of the first half, they started going right, then coming back to the right post, and then going back left or right. So it's definitely good to see them playing that structure. For the Hurricanes, they started the game pretty slowly, playing a lot of one-ups off slow rucks, which is not advisable because the ruck is slow. The defensive line would be coming up really fast. A lot of boys doing one-ups without much options. But as the half went on, we still saw them playing the one-ups, but the difference that the players are running onto the ball, they were not stopping and catching. Towards the last 10 minutes, we have seen some good footwork against tired defenders, but again, all of that is in the middle of the field, and there's nobody going forward. So when you wrong foot defenders, what's next? Not just about wrong footing him, looking to wrong foot him again. It's how many meters can you gain off the back of that?
And look, and while doing all of that, looking for passing options too.
Yes. Jamaica through their live wire dummy off. I realize I have been doing some good work. The fullback has come in and made a lovely line break, but then lapse of concentration, passed the ball off the ground, and tackled two, I think. But as I said, this is the first that any of these youngsters are playing, a team with this sort of experience. We want to thank our friends from Wigan-Leigh College for taking the trip to a beautiful island of Jamaica. As I said, Jamaica and the English, we have a history, going back as far as, 400, 500 years ago. But in terms of sports, we can see a lot of our football players actually play professionally in England. And where rugby league is concerned, for those of our viewers who don't know, Jamaica, the federation which we fall under is a Rugby League European Federation. But we also have an America's North Confederation. So partnerships like these are very important. We are hoping that other junior rep teams, because there's always opportunity for our seniors to play against the US, to play against Canada, and definitely towards the end of the year, our UK-based players have gotten the opportunity to play against Wales, Ireland, and stuff like that. But there are not many opportunities internationally for our juniors, because in our confederation here with the US, Canada, Brazil, Chile, I don't think any of those countries has a vibrant local program like Jamaica, both from the junior and the senior phase. So for a lot of us juniors to get competition rugby league wise, it have to be from Europe. So I want to thank these guys for making the trip here.
So Roy Culvert giving the assessment. Then at this juncture we'll take a break. Thanks so much, Roy. We'll come back at the start of the second half. Somebody on the live was saying that this brings back memory to under 17, and another person saying, come on my side. Somebody asking for Melvin, and of course someone was asking how much time is there, but the referee but somebody on the sideline did say the referee played 38 minutes. Right, and but they were happy overall for the coverage for today. Thanks again, Roy.
It seems like age has caught up with me. Thank you. Somebody in the live said something about the under 17 Romain Dunn. And I must apologize to my viewers, because I'm not remembering in 2017, I think, Canada actually brought an under 17 team here to play against us. And that game was actually held at Barbican.
Okay, and the Jamaicans won?
Unfortunately, no.
But good development, as I said before. We'll take a break, and we'll come back in just a moment.
Start of the second half. Wigan is directly on the attack again. We can hear the Hurricanes coach screaming from the sideline that line speed, there's no line.
Keep going. Go on, Az. Love it, Az. Help him.
You're allowed to tug a opponent jersey as well.
Nothing about the shoulders. Nothing about the shoulders. Nothing above the shoulders.
Nothing above the shoulder.
Can't tackle. Can't grab him collar.
Stick. Look at the yard. Look at the yard.
So we say welcome back to second half coverage.
Adrian Hall, Vice Chairman.
Adrian Hall, the Vice Chairman, is with us. Just a minute or two of his time, and it won't be long. How are you doing, sir? Afternoon?
Good afternoon, I'm here. Hello to the world. Everybody who's listening, watching. Thanks for joining us today on this wonderful, and it's a big carry there by Jalil Green. You know, I have big raps on this player. I play with him at the club level.
Right.
Yeah, he plays the ball quickly, runs quickly. Yeah, really like him. And there's this one. I think I voted him MVP in the last under-19 finals, and he was really good as well.
Yes. And he's not afraid to go in those tackle 50-50.
See, there's Jalil again.
Jalil, yes. What position does Jalil play?
It's a prop, and that's where he's right now. See, playing the ball quickly. Yeah, which is
Yes, and so the Hurricanes team now playing the ball quicker and looking more purposeful than in the first half.
yeah, they do. It might be different personnel, might be that they're just getting into the game, or Wigan's getting a bit tired. You know, it's really hot out here for them. Even though there's not
Not a lot of sun.
Yeah.
In fact, no sunshine.
yeah, a lot of cloud cover because of the cold front that's here. So we'll see. This is the guy that ran 30 meters to gain 10. He's trying it again. It worked for him. He's short. The referee says he's short.
He's short, but the Hurricanes will still get possession. No.
No. Once again, after six carries, then they have to turn over the ball to the other team. Unless they kick downfield and they get it, they have to turn over the ball.
How important are games like these, though, for the development of both under 19, the visitors and the Hurricanes?
Yeah, I mean, for us it's important. It shows the players in high school that there's a pathway to get to a national program. We have an under 19 team, and then you can move from there to play other representative football, or parish of residence series, which will restart for juniors this year. Then it really will show them that they don't have to just be slugging it out in high school. They can now slug it out in high school, move to the national level, then they could move to a, Jamaica B, then go back to playing with the Reggae Warriors eventually.
Wonderful. Give me your position again.
I'm Vice Chairman for Rugby League Jamaica.
Right, so we'll be talking later on. And your full name again?
Adrian Hall.
Adrian Hall. Thanks again, Adrian.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
So, Adrian Hall. In the meantime, though, Roy, what transpired?
Not much. I got a big passing around. We have Michael Pearson with us, national player, that we're actually training as a commentator as well. So we want to give him the next couple of minutes in the commentary booth.
All right, so we had a good kick from Wigan-Leigh. Referee calling a pause to the game.
So as we take a momentary break here at this juncture, just to tell you that the visitors are leading 16-0. And we're saying good evening to Romeo Monteith. And of course, he's watching. And he's in Canada. And Michael Pearson is with us. Mike, I asked the question earlier on, how important are games like these for the development of under-19 players across the world?
Oh, they're absolutely important. So, for example, these guys have come here from the UK and they're doing really great. This opens us up to more schools coming down when they see, the success of this tour. We get a lot of experience in the young guys so they can see what's happening around the world, you know, what the difference is between their programs and ours, and, you know, what works. And it introduces a lot of new ideas to the local sport.
Yeah, indeed. So, here come the Hurricanes again. That player seeking to break the line. But the Hurricanes team not as disciplined, though, in keeping their shape as their opponents. Why is that?
Well, we're having issues organizing. You know, the organizers of the team, the halves, they're having a hard time. You know, people are tired, people are lapsing, you know. It's one of those things, you know, when fatigue hits in, it's hard for you to keep going. But we need to have better discipline, better structure. As we can see, breakdown in play there. The referee calls a forward, a knock on.
Which should therefore mean that the opponents will have the possession.
Yes, the opposing team has the possession in the scrum.
Look, for example, at the Jamaica, the Hurricanes team at the moment. As I said before, they're not keeping their shape, not keeping their line. People's shoulders are dropping. You know, the kind of intensity you saw from the first half, you're not seeing it so much now.
Honestly, all it can take is one try, one breakthrough try, lift spirits. You know, we need some hard runs, get us up the field. You know, the boys are really doing well. We can see, you know, oftentimes when the ball is down in our half, in our danger zone, as we call it, you know, 3 tackles up, we're back to the middle of the field. So there's definitely a space for that to happen.
Right. And even in the scrum, some of the Hurricane players seem half-hearted, you know, not in the kind of dedication you want. Let us see what happens now. Oh, off to the races. This player is off. Can he go all the way? No, he stopped.
Great cover tackle there. Now the guys need to get back on side. We can see a breakdown. There we go. An unforced error. There we go. And it's a knock on.
Great speed just now by that player from the opposing team.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so he got a breakaway from the back of the scrum. You know, the defense wasn't set properly and, you know, a bit lazy on defense, and he gets through a gap and he's away. Lucky thing we had an opposing fullback who was there to
stop him.
To get the breakaway.
Yeah. Here we go now with another scrum deep inside the Jamaican half. What will transpire here now?
Ideally, we'd want some safe carries out. You know, we want to get some field position going. So I'm sure they'll play one off of the scrum. There you go. And
so one off the scrum, and a player gets away. And he's brought down at near the half line.
Now we needed a quick play of the ball there. We had the Wigan guys on the back foot. If we had a quick play of the ball, we would have our team running at the opposition offside. We'd get another penalty or even can get through.
Perhaps as we look now at one of the players who was nominated for MVP at the junior level.
Here we're having one of the problems is that these guys they're standing back about 10 meters to receive the ball. We needed them to get that ball and going forward. There's only so much one person can do. You know, if you have an MVP player and the rest of the team isn't necessarily doing what they need to do, then it's going to be difficult. But look,
because it's not a one-man show.
It's not a one-man show. This is a really inclusive sport, and we love it just because of that. There's a role for everybody here. And here we have some of the bigger guys, you know, forcing their way upfield. See, now here we wanted a quick play of the ball as well.
Hurricanes with it. And the first try, we wait on the official. And
consult with his assistant.
So,
yeah, the official is consulting with his assistant right now to see what transpired just there.
Good try, let's go.
And the try is called for the Jamaica Hurricanes.
Yes, the first point on the board for the Hurricanes. And as you had said earlier on, that just a try or a point on the board or two could perhaps lift the spirits.
Absolutely. We can see the shoulders, getting up now. The guys getting back with a bit more energy. This might be the second win for the Hurricanes here.
Let us see what will transpire now. Don't go away, because the Hurricanes team here in Jamaica Land we love at Uliboy Bowl, the rolling mountains standing before us, of course, is in part of the St. Andrew Valley, and the St. Andrew Valley opposite that mountain is sections of Constitution Hill and the parish of St. Thomas. As we look at the opposing team now, what is it happening?
The Jamaica Hurricanes just tried to get a conversion after their try. It was unsuccessful, so now we go back for the kick restart. It's nice and cool down here at the University of the West Indies Mona Bowl.
No sunlight.
Good cloud cover. It's perfect conditions to play some rugby league.
So we say good afternoon, good evening, or good night. And I know it's extremely late now, though, in some parts of the world. We'll be checking in, of course, with the time zones in just a bit. So this is a 16, and the Jamaicans 4. They fire upfield and hoping for something. The Hurricanes get it, coming back the other way. Strong carry, yes, he is hoping to resist a three-man defensive push that time, but they were able to hold him back just momentarily, seeking to break free at that time. Another player from the Hurricanes team. All right, so Marvin Thompson, national senior captain, is standing by to join us in just a bit. But the Hurricanes team are holding the line once again.
Yes, we want to get out of our half now. We need some strong carries, some quick play of the ball. We need to get out of our halves, complete our set, so we can then turn the Wigan guys around. Get a good kick downfield after, maybe the fourth or the fifth tackle. Here we go. These guys are really strong. Here we go. Play the ball.
So, 21 McLeod. Oh, good kick. Let's see what can transpire. The option now is to stop the opponent. It was a good tackle.
Good tackle from a well-received kick. And now the Wigan guys will try and exit their half.
Wigan team having trouble exiting their half. The Hurricanes dress back, 10 yards? Or 10 meters, beg pardon. And see how best they can stop the Wigan team.
Seems like the Hurricanes have two players somewhat injured, limping on the right side, and you wonder if the Wigan have seen this issue. Oh, short kick.
So it goes, it bounces in?
It's in the field and then bounces out afterwards. So the play will resume where the ball left the field of play.
And the Hurricanes will have it.
Hurricanes ball, yes.
Thanks again, of course, for the last couple of minutes for chipping in. Michael Pearson and, of course, Marvin Thompson, captain of the national senior team, is standing by to have a quick word with us. What are you doing, Mr. Marvin Thompson?
Doing great, just here out supporting the boys, having a good showing right now.
Earlier on, we said good evening to Mr. Romeo Monteith, our president of Rugby League Jamaica, monitoring this over there in North America. as the visitors come home. Are you enjoying the matchup so far, Marvin?
The matchup is good. I mean, we're very physical, which we normally are not as physical as the foreigners, but we have a very physical team. We're actually putting bodies in the way. We're actually getting upfield. We just need to be a bit more technical, and we'll be good to go.
And looking at the matchup here so far, though, while we see the Wigan team able to hold their line, to be disciplined, to stay true sense of purpose with their plan, the Jamaicans sometimes are lagging behind, not keeping their shape. And of course, even though you have individual tackles and some players running and making some individual efforts, and as a team, are you satisfied?
No, well, going up against these teams from England or the European teams, they're a bit more technical. These guys have been playing from their six or so, and they have a very structured and complex system in terms of training, technicality, and those stuff. We are not as technical as them, so it would show that we're not as we don't execute as well as them. But we're getting there. Stride for stride, every year we get better. These under 19s, they're really physical, as you explained. One-on-one, pound for pound, they're very they can match up, but it's a team sport, as you know, and they have to gel together in order to get the job done.
So the voice of Marvin Thompson is the captain of the Jamaica Rugby League senior men's team. We say good morning to our friends in Doha, Qatar, at 13 minutes to 1 in the AM. That's on Sunday. In Wellington, New Zealand, at 10:47, we say good morning. Those watching us from Berlin in Germany, we're saying good morning as well. Sydney, Australia, 8:47 AM on Sunday. And those in Toronto, Canada, on the same time like Jamaica, 30 minutes to 5. Our friends in Dubai, 1:47 in the AM. That Sunday morning, we're saying good morning. South Africa, good night. And of course, others watching us too in Beijing, 5:48 AM. That's Sunday. Our friends on the East Coast, New York, we're saying good evening. And in London, 12 minutes to 10, we say good night. So here we have action once again. We have the Hurricanes team off and running, passing right side. Good flick, good pass. Oh, player down. But a good movement of the ball by the Hurricanes.
Yeah, definitely. We have managed to string a couple of passes together, which is very important for the game. We need to share the ball instead of running up one-ups, which you can see the other team has done that very well.
So we hear a section of the crowd here cheering on the Hurricanes team. That's the kind of energy you want from the crowd, and the players will be pumped up, of course, to push on.
Yes, definitely. And they love to see the hard tackles, the big hits, which we are much physical, as I explained earlier. Yes. So we will put bodies in the way to get the big hits, but we just need to, be a bit more cohesive in terms of tackling, synchronized, and just getting a good stop.
Yes. So that player of Wigan, he was down, but was just kicking. Here's the rope quickly. This is a kick, a long range one. Oh, that's a great steal. The Hurricanes, off and running.
Yes, definitely a good catch, good return. Let's see what they can do, building on the back of that. And we have gotten a penalty, it seems. And we get a chance to just advance further upfield.
Yeah. And all right, so they kick the ball open to gain some meters. It comes in possession of Wigan. The flags go up. Not too sure what the call was. Not sure if I could explain that just now, though.
All right, from where I stood, the player attempted to get more yards by a kick to touch, but then the Wigan player apparently knocked it forward. That should have been a call of like a knock on at least, but he gave it to the Wigan player. Not sure why, but we move on.
That was a solid tackle. It was Dago Walker who was tackled solidly. Foster trying to advance it now for Wigan. Deep inside the Hurricanes' half. They make some good pass. Lee. This now is your number 13. It was Clayton. And he was brought down. Seemed to be writhing in pain. And some scuffling going on now. That's the last thing we want to hear now.
Yeah, the game, when it gets heated like this, players get fired up. As long as there are no, throwing off hands or anything, they're allowed to tussle a bit. I mean, it's a very tough sport.
Yeah, it's a man's game.
Yeah. So they'll tussle a bit and they'll separate.
And we're going to wrestle. We're going to argue.
Yeah, and they're back at it. As you see, they've separated. Nobody was physically hurt. It seems you have a player down, but no violence.
Oh, not at all. I mean, we always see this though in international rugby, where the referees have to run in the officials to try to separate both teams.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, it's a collision sport. The blood is boiling, and they're just getting a bit of a tussle, and then they're separated, and they're back at it again.
And as we look now, as the Wigan Athletic or the Wigan team now, trainers, coaches, of course, physiotherapists, or local team doctors, and members of the ambulance team, they're out there as well to assess the player to see what transpired.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Not hurt too bad, and hopefully he can play on. We don't like to see players hurt. We like to see it very physical and very intense, but we like to see our players safe and other players too.
Yeah. And earlier on when we spoke to... Earlier on though, when we spoke with... of course, our co-commentator with us earlier on, Roy Calvert, who did say that it's always important for the Hurricanes team to keep their shape. Given the fact that they were trailing earlier on in the game 8-0 before the score extended. At this juncture, though, I think that they're a little bit more revived based on what we're seeing, even though they continue to trail by 12 points.
Yeah, definitely. This is the fighting spirit that they're showing, and that's what you want to see. Even though you're down, you don't want to see heads hanging or anything. So that's good character by these guys. The under 19s, a lot of them, as I said, they're very physical, which is good. It gets the fans going, and that energy that you were speaking about earlier, that's what you want from a home crowd. That's the energy that a home advantage gives, and these guys are definitely feeding off of it, and they're still in the fight, I think. 12 points in it, it can be clawed back.
Yeah, and the player earlier on was down, is now to be taken off on a stretcher, and we'll see if we can get a medical update later on though as to the status of that player though. But it would have been the first time since the start of this matchup though that any player would have been taken off on a stretcher.
Yeah. That's a good and bad thing. Good that other players weren't taken off on a stretcher, but that you have any injuries of this magnitude
At all.
Yeah, at all. So hopefully he's not injured to that extent, and it's just precautionary measures.
Yes. Because our local doctors here are, of course, part of the medical team, are just ensuring, like in any international sport, that if a player might be unable to continue, that they take them to that dressing room and to assess deeper as to what are the causes to whatever injury that they're suffering.
Yeah, definitely. As I said before, it's a tough sport, collision sport. You might have injuries at times. The bodies are fatigued as the game goes along, so it's easier to break down. So hopefully that guy that was stretched off, it's just precautionary measures and just assessment purposes.
At the same time, though, while we hear from the Jamaican captain, I'm wondering if there's any information on the live in terms of persons dropping some of their comments. We have several persons watching from Doha in Qatar, and we say good morning to them. Not too sure if they'll be getting ready to go to church later on. Yeah. What's your name? No. So we ask again that the comments remain, of course, respectful. Someone was saying, nice, my side, come on. That's Mobstar. And Romain Don also saying, 3 more tries, my side. And Mobstar says, yam, dumpling, and banana is doing that. You agree?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, these guys are very physical. Just gave up a try there. So there's a little bit more work to do for these guys.
Yeah, and moving the score now to 16. Or is it 20? 20? Yeah. With a kick to come. And the kick, 2 points for the kick. And if the kick is good, then that will be 22.
Exactly. Yeah, so these Wigan guys, well drilled, obviously, and they like to share the ball. They're very technical, so they will score. It's just for us to just try to hold the fort and try to put points on the board.
Yes, and to Mikey McCoy Foster and to Thunder was asking about the first half and the second half. We're actually into the second half. A player of the Wigan team have been taken, of course, to the medical tent to get some help, but the visitors leading 20-4, a 16-point lead, where, of course, so with a kick to come and to be taken by number 5, Lee, from the Wigan team. Let's see what will transpire now. Kick taken, not good.
Yeah, just a bit wide there. Just a bit wide there. So it stays at 20 to 4 home.
You know, the visitors, though, are getting better looks than the Jamaicans in terms of when they come close to that line.
Yeah, definitely. As I explained before, they're very technical. Say they would be, sniffing out that try line and heading, stringing passes together, going forward, getting quick plays at the ball. That shows how technical they are and their knowledge of the sport, high IQ of the game. So they will, if they get the chance to close to the try line, to put points on that board easily.
So the Wigan team in red, as you see the scores, they lead 20-4. Long kick. Can the Hurricanes stop this advancing Wigan team? Having difficulty doing so, that player seemed to have come out badly on the scramble. It was the number 12 player, James of Hurricanes. a fight for the ball. And sometimes, as you said before, it can get physical.
Yeah, definitely can get physical.
Physical when tempers flare too.
Yeah. Can get physical and tempers flare easily. I mean, they're out there, they're exchanging words, they're exchanging blows, actually. So, it's easy to get like that. But just for the composure of the team to be held by these guys and keep it within the rules of the game.
Definitely. I like that. I like that comment. Keep it within the rules of the game and the spirit of the game.
Yes, definitely. Keep it the spirit of the game.
Oh, that Hurricane player pushed back. He thought he had the strength to advance.
Yeah, so we're seeing where, mistakes are being made as the game go on.
Could it come down to fatigue though?
There are a number of factors within the game. You have to stay focused 100% of the time to make those decisions, even as the game flares up, even as you get tired. You have to stay focused, but this is what we train for. We train under these circumstances, so we do the hard stuff in these moments.
Yeah, I like that comment, because these are the moments that prepare you. As we look now at the player who went to the medical tent, number 13, that is Riser Clayton, and he seemed to be okay now, coming back to, and that's always a good sign of the player. As we see from the scrum, emerges a player from Wigan. What can happen? Headed toward the offline, stopped by the Hurricanes team, managed to get over.
Yeah, I mean, he went through. But he was stopped by the center at that time.
So the Wigan team trying something similar to what the Jamaicans are doing. They're not keeping their line either as the fatigues set in. Here comes Wigan with it once again. It seemed as if it was Cawley who was advancing. And not too sure of the call.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be a one-on-one strip, but I think another player was involved in the tackle. Based on what I'm seeing, you're allowed to strip the ball one-on-one, but not when you have multiple players involved in the tackle.
So at 3 minutes past 5 here in Jamaica, you're watching the matchup from the UWI Bowl. It's Hurricanes team made up of several national under-19 players, not the complete Jamaica under-19 team. And so we have players from several high schools as well, right?
Yes, that's right. As we saw in the recently concluded Nines tournament, which was last weekend, where some of these boys played, and they actually, pulled one over on these Wigan guys. So they're competent. They're competent. I'm not sure why some all weren't included. Maybe it's the availability of some of them. These guys are full-time amateurs, so we might have other barriers to play.
As to why they couldn't.
Yeah. So we give thanks for whoever makes it and is able to show out for the Hurricanes and put on a good show here for us.
Exciting matchup so far in the second half with the Hurricanes team trailing by 16 points. The action is coming from the UWI Bowl, and it's yours truly, Dwight Fraser, along with the national senior men's team captain, Mr. Thompson. Omar is the first name. Marvin is the first name. So it's 13 versus 13 on the pitch. And each teams with 4 reserves, unlimited interchanges, 2 halves of 40 minutes, and the half time is a 10-minute break. Hope I got those rules right.
Yeah, so yeah, you did great.
And of course, we're learning as we go along, Marvin, because this would have been my first foray into rugby league commentary. But I knew a little bit about the game. Romeo Monteith taught me years ago. I've been to club games, I've been to school games, but it's my first tournament like this where I'm seeing the visitors play a local team.
Yeah, and you're doing excellent so far. Following up the action. It's just need technical terms, and that's it, and that will come. But
As I continue.
yes, as you continue, hopefully you do, because it definitely sounds good from where I am. It sounds very good.
Thanks so much, Marvin. Here